life practice community.
All right, so for our practice today, for my Yin Yoga classes, I've been moving along through the chakra system. And so we're moving up towards the throat chakra today, the fifth chakra. And so this is kind of the center of like communication and authenticity. And so we will be opening up through kind of the upper back and the throat and the neck throughout our practice today. So we're going to come into a seated shape. Do we need anything? Potentially a block. I think that's about it. Potentially a block. Yeah. So you can come into a seated shape and just invite some length along the spine. Take some deep breaths in and out. Actually, it's funny that this is the chakra theme for today, because didn't plan this intentionally, but earlier today I had a long disagreement with someone who has beliefs wildly different than my own. And I think part of tapping into this chakra or honing into it is kind of gaining the confidence to be able to advocate for yourself and what you believe in, and also choose your battles and choose the moments when sometimes it's easier to kind of lay low. And so maybe around this chakra, the throat chakra, your intention tonight might be, I am authentic. I'm authentically me. Authentically and unapologetically me. We'll weave that into our practice for kind of modifying the shapes to what feels authentically good for us. And if that intention resonates with you, feel free to lean into it, to linger with it, or if you just want to do something else, like simply be here now, that's also all good too. I'll take a few more full body breaths in total stillness. And then when you're ready on the next inhale, just take a big sweep upwards with your palms. And then you can connect your palms through heart center and then just draw them all the way down into your chest. And then we'll just do two more like this, inhaling, sweeping the arms all the way up. And then exhaling the palms through heart center. And then this time when you inhale, can you sweep your arms all the way up? Then we'll take it into a little bit of a twist. So you're gonna rotate, you can land your left palm on your right knee and land your right palm behind you. And then just breathe in, feel your spinal discs kind of compressing, and then gaze over the right shoulder. And then take an inhale with your arms all the way up through center. And then can you rotate and gaze over your left shoulder and land your right palm? And then take an inhale, come all the way up, reaching the arms up overhead. And then let's just land through the right fingertips and reach the left arm over towards the side. Nice. And come all the way back up. And then we'll side stretch the other way. And lift all the way back up, reaching both arms up. And then take your palms into heart center. So we can't start with our throat chakra without stretching through the neck, one of my favorite stretches. So we're gonna drop our right earlobe down towards our right shoulder. And then you can either stay here or you can land your right palm on the side of your skull, the left side of your brain. And then if it feels good for you, reach your left arm away and then maybe flick through the wrist or just leave the left palm where it is. My cat has been doing this thing lately where she likes to climb on me during yoga. It's new. She always liked to come around when I was doing yoga, but now she's lying down. Oh, so cute. I think one of the trickiest parts for me of being a guest in this region in the Middle East is that some of my views and the way I was raised in such a liberal and progressive mindset in Toronto. I was born and raised in a city where I was kind of exposed and open to like every way of living your life. Today I got into a heated conversation with someone about their opinion on different things, like whether it was okay to have a different sexuality other than straight, and it was a heated conversation, but I was kind of proud of myself for being able to have a conversation with someone I disagreed with, but stand in my authenticity and my opinions. Kind of choosing the moment where, this is something worth fighting for. This is something that I really believe in. And maybe I can change this person's values and mindset by sharing why I think what I do. I think it's so easy sometimes to sort of keep our opinions and our thoughts to ourselves, but how can we express ourselves in a way that is true to ourselves
while also kind of being open-minded to the other side and understanding why someone comes from or views things a certain way. That was an interesting practice for me today. Take a few more breaths on this side. We've been here for a long, long time. And then can you just release your grip and then feel your head balancing on both sides and notice the difference from your left side as opposed to your right. And then can you drop your chin to your chest and then just take some rocks back and forth with the neck. In what ways are you right now living in a way that is authentic to you? And in what ways would it feel good to shift things in your life to be a bit more authentically you? Just take one more rock through center, and then we're just going to bring the head all the way back up through center, and we're going to drop the earlobe the opposite way. So the left earlobe goes down towards the left shoulder, and then lift your left arm up and land your left palm on the side of your skull. Stretch into the right side traps. And then just play with your right wrist. Man, I don't want to move from this seated shape because I don't want to move this cat. Maybe we can just do seated poses for the whole night. So this is one of the parts of the body where we hold a lot of our tension and we hold a lot of our stress. So just kind of notice what bubbles up for you. Notice what appears for you. Can you kind of get comfortable with the discomfort and just be okay with it? Stay here for just another minute. Just a few more rounds of breath. And can you just release your hand and lift your head all the way back up through center? And then just do some circles with your chin. And then bring your head balance all the way back up on your shoulders. I'm gonna have to move this cat, unfortunately. We're gonna come onto our hands and knees. So bring your knees onto your mat and bring your hands onto the mat. And we're just going to move through a few cat cows, but allow this movement to be as fluid and as natural as you like. You might move through full circles with the hips, kind of rotating the whole spine around. And then maybe circling the other way. Maybe even curving the spine one way or the other, making these C shapes. And then eventually, when you've kind of worked out the spine in different ways, you're going to take your knees wide and take your toes together, and then just sit your hips back on the heels and rest your forehead. Coming into a balasana or a child's pose. So we'll be in this pose for about 3 minutes, heavying the head. So the throat chakra is called Vishuddha chakra. And it's about clarity. It's about pureness. It's about authentic self-expression. And this chakra the first 4 chakras are more about groundedness. And when we cross over from the heart chakra up into the upper chakras, they're more about spirituality. This one in particular is about, it's about our insides. And how we project our truth to the outside. This chakra is all about clarity. Right? Clarity of how we communicate and integrity in our speech. And when it's in balance, our words are in harmony with our actions, with our values. Our words set our kind of set and show our authenticity to the world. We're just going to take a few more breaths in our child's pose. And then the next pose that we're going to take is going to be to counter this forward fold. We're going to take a Sphinx pose. So you're going to come all the way up into a table and then just shift all the way forward so that you're on your elbows or your forearms on the mat. And there's different ways that you can support yourself here. I've seen it done before with like a bolster underneath the navel. That can be nice. If your head is feeling really heavy today and it's like a lot to hold up, you can also put like a block underneath it. The goal really here is to kind of counter the way we position our shoulders and our necks often throughout the day. So often we're kind of hunched forward, and this pose is all about just countering that daily pattern. So you can bring your eyes to gently close. And as you breathe in and out, can you just fill your whole torso and your whole lungs and your whole chest with air? Exhaling, emptying. So this shape is super nice also because it just kind of opens our lungs and and enhances our ability to breathe. So when this chakra is out of balance, we might not be able to express ourselves. We might feel like we're a bit powerless. We might feel like we're a bit clingy or needy and need some attention. We might withdraw from the world in shyness or lack wanting to communicate. We could just be really critical of ourselves and others. For the last minute or so, I'm going to give you an option. If you want to deepen this stretch a little bit, you're going to place your palms onto the mat a bit wider than your elbows and kind of lengthen up your spine. Yeah, you got it. This is seal. And if right away this feels like too much for your back, feel free to back down. Just take a few more rounds of breath. And then can you slowly come down and just land your arms, and we're going to rest one cheek and let our spine realign and take some deep breaths.
And then slowly press up all the way to seated. And so the next pose we're going to take is half saddle pose. So what you're going to do is, I'll just do my left leg so you can see, so it's beside the camera. You're going to have your left heel to come out wider than your leg and sit down on your butt. I don't know if I explained that well. So your full saddle is when your knees are out to the side, and we're just going to do one at a time. So your left heel can come to the side of your left thigh if it's comfortable for you, and then your right leg can be extended. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. I don't think I explained that very well. Yeah, you got it. Perfect. So if this is enough, just seated right here, you can stay right here. If you have any knee pain and this feels like really uncomfortable, you also can be on your navel, and then I'll show you quickly. You can also be on your belly here and just pressing your foot in. Like if your quad is super tight, if that feels inaccessible for you, that's an option. And if you're okay here, yeah, Sarah's demoing the next thing. You can stay upright, or you can start to lower down onto your elbows. This will deepen the stretch slightly. And maybe you can come all the way back onto your back body. Knowing if at any point it's too much, you can always back off. So every thought, every feeling we have, it's expressed with our words. Right? It's how we put our energy of our inner landscape out into the world. Right? It's how we heal and empower people. How we can forgive someone. How we can express creatively. Right? By using well-chosen words, we can ask for what we want. We can set boundaries. So maybe taking a moment to think what it is that you want to express to someone. Maybe it's something that within you is trapped. Maybe it's been there for a while without action. Maybe it's just saying, I love you.
I forgive you. I'm sorry. Or maybe it's saying, this is what I need, or this is what I want. You take a few more rounds of breath. And then can you just slowly come up if you're on the elbows? Nice. And then we're just going to release that leg and then just take a moment with both legs extended and just feel the difference from one side to the next. And then we'll switch it up. So we have the opposite leg back now. So for me, it's the right. And then heels out to the side. And then you can decide if you're good upright or if you want to lean back. Knowing that we will be here for about 3 minutes. So choosing an option that works for you, and one side can be totally different from the other. Right? We perpetually move in the same patterns. Like I know I constantly pop one knee out to the side. And over a lifetime, it might mean that one hip is tighter or more open than the other. Just feel that. Just notice it. And I think the power in us being able to authentically communicate in a way that is compassionate to others. Our words have the power to heal others, but also the power to heal ourselves. Some affirmations for this chakra might be maybe I live with integrity and authenticity. Maybe I am able to express myself and convey my needs. Maybe my words are an honest reflection of what I believe. Maybe it's I have the right to be heard. Just take a few more rounds of breath. And then if you're lowered onto the elbows, just come all the way back up. And then we'll untuck that leg and lengthen our legs out. You can even just kind of massage them out. Yeah, do whatever feels good. Love it. Authenticity. Move in a way that works for you. And then hopefully you have a block handy. We're going to use the block for the next pose. We're going to take supported fish pose. So what you're going to do with this block, in terms you can see, you're going to have this block on your upper back. Basically for women, it's like right kind of along the bra strap line. That's where it will be, just under your shoulder blades. And you'll support your body so your shoulders lay flat down, and then the back of your head can rest on the mat. And then there's lots of different things you can do with your legs in this pose. You can have your legs extended. You can have your soles of feet together, your knees knocking wide. The legs in crisscross. It's totally up to you. So this is the ultimate pose I always think of when I think of the throat chakra. This is what I always think of, because it really opens through that part of the body. Feels really nice. So some questions. For this chakra, might be, what do I want to put out into the world? What am I holding back from sharing that I need to tell or to share? Do my thoughts and do my words and do my actions align? Am I shy about speaking up, or do I dominate conversations? Do my words empower others? Do they heal others, or do they hurt others? And just stay here for just another few breaths. And then we're just going to lift off of the block. So lift all the way up. And then just slide the block to the side and rest your body back down. Notice the contrast as your spine lands back on the mat. And then the next shape that we're going to do, the last pose before our Shavasana, we're going to take snail pose. So if you, and this is plow pose from Yin, plow pose from Yang. So first of all, if you have any shoulder or neck issues, you can just do a regular inversion, just like this, waterfall, legs up the wall. Or if you don't feel like doing plow pose or snail, feel free to stay here. It's all good. And if you would like to explore coming into snail, what you're going to do, I'm just going to move forward some away from the computer, is you're going to just support your hips to lift your hips all the way up, and then see if you can bring your feet behind you. So it's kind of an intense variation of an inversion. I'm hesitant to do this kind of stuff on Zoom sometimes, but I know you guys all pretty well and know you have been practicing with me for a while. And so I trust that if you feel like you should back off, then back off, right? We're not here to like cause any pain or stress to the body. We want to do what authentically feels good for us, right? So if this feels good for you, we'll stay. Knowing that you can back off at any time. Stay in whatever variation you're in for maybe 5 more breaths. And then slowly just kind of rolling your way out of it. And if there's any last kind of poses or movements before you take your Shavasana, feel free to take them now. I kind of feel like a spinal twist right now, just to kind of stretch out my spine. Oh, wow. I just looked out the window and saw the gigantic moon. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen the moon so low. I don't think I've ever noticed it out this window before. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that definitely is the moon. I just doubted myself for a moment. I was like, is that a street light? No, it's the moon. It just seems so bright and so big. It feels so larger than life. If you're doing an asymmetrical pose, just take it on the other side. And then just gently bring your body to stretch out into your final resting pose. Whatever that posture might look like today. Rumi says, before you speak, let your words pass through 3 gates. At the first gate, ask yourself, is it true? At the second gate, ask yourself, is it necessary? And at the third gate, ask yourself, is it kind? Please bring positivity into my life every day. Please bring positivity into my life every day. Please bring only joy and peace and everything that is love. Please bring only joy and peace and everything that is love. Please bring positivity into my life every day. Give your fingers and your toes a little wake up wiggle. Run a nice, sweet, and simple stretch through the body. Nice, taking your knees into the chest, giving your body a sweet little hug. And then just make your way up to a seated shape. Bringing your palms at the heart center. We close with our intention. It's an ancient intention, but it is the original intention. Passed from heart to heart through thousands of years. It's that our yoga practice remain steady. Our efforts remain continuous. That our yoga serves and benefits not just ourselves, but all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe, be happy, be healthy, be free. And may the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So we'll finish with an Om. We're going to inhale and exhale, then inhale through to make the Om. Okay, so take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Thank you so much for sharing this space and the practice. The light in me, it sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I don't know what we're going to do.